So, hey guys, Chauzu here. Blitz just ended. The co-op has entered the Grand Feast Fest, which will last for a few days. And right after that, it's time for the treasure map. At least we can't complain about stuff to do in OPTC right now. In the treasure map, we're going to be able to farm the 5+ Blackbeard. And yeah, pretty decent change. They made him a better captain now, 4.5 times attack now, which is cool since it has a unique effect as I've talked about before. Special got a bit better. He already had the ability to give you increased damage taken, ignoring full immunity after one turn. Or is that new? It's very good at least. But another thing they added here is that they gave him the Anni Ace chain buff. I almost forgot this exists. The thing where you carry over some of the chain to the next stage. Blackbeard is not as good as Ace, he just does 10%. And you can only carry over 1.5 times chain. But still, he's only the second unit to get this, so it's a nice buff. Other than that, not much has changed. But yeah, he's definitely better and will be a bit more useful. Anyway, let's get into the teams, the accessible teams. And for once, pretty easy to build. It helps that we can use the Anni ship if we want to use whatever units we want in the game, basically. And yeah, let's just go over them. I won't go too in depth. I want this to be a fairly short video. I'll use the Anni ship for all mini bosses. And yeah, for the Enel variation, they want you to use Bonnie, but I already used her for the main boss, so we can't do that. And yeah, there's special reverse that Uta handles. Remove SFX, one of the crewmates handles that with their crewmate ability. Then they want you to have between 3 and 4.5 chain. They also have Def Up. And if you try and do chain stuff, they get lowered by 1 turn. So yeah, this is fairly easy. Just use Uta, get the attack and Orbus for final stage. Wave clear with Yamato and Whitebeard. Final stage, all you have to do is use Sanji. He will give you the chain boundary to give you enough chain to do damage. And then you have the Nami to set defense to 0. Could add a chain boost as well as a support to some unit. This is just some filler to give color affinity, and it's also her who has the remove SFX removal. Crocodile, and yeah, we do use PK Blackbeard here. Gets even better when you can 5+ him. And yeah, Hiri right away, so we're going to try and keep 1 orbs for final stage. And yeah, there's a 1 turn special use limit. The Akainu resists that, so we remove it. And yeah, they don't want you to have strength, dex, quick, psi, int slots. But we have 1 orb, so it's fine. There is resilience, which the Sengoku support handles. I forgot who did that. Blackbeard ignores the damage reduction and the threshold when you use his special. Robin removes all of the barriers. There is also some paralysis, which I might have forgotten, but there is support for that as well. Can probably put on Hiri. Not the most accessible one. Blackbeard has this one as well, who was in the metal shop recently. Could always put Barter here or something on Robin and replace the support. That's also fine. And yeah, swap Robin Koala, use special to remove the barrier and get an ore boost. Basically the plan, should be fine. Katakuri, I'm a bit afraid I might have missed something here when looking at orbs, because it seems like everything here has some orb debuff. Yeah, it had an orb debuff, but if I remember right, it's fine to have psi orbs. Also, I forgot that they want both int and psi. So basically on this team, Kobe and Frankie are filler. So you can just change them to Sai as well, since captains are rainbow-like. For this team, by the way, just run 2 Blackbeard. Like if you can find a kid law, run them, but you can just run 2 Blackbeard as well. But for this team, I recommend running Shanks. If you find him, you can skip it, but his special is very good complementation to Shanks' crew. And yeah, Shanks' crew is really good for this. Their special bind with Shanks' crew resist. He gives the chain lock, so you get above 3 times chain. You also can't use an attack boost, but just swap Shanks' crew and you get the attack boost from the swap. Should be really fine. And yeah, so Shanks' crew together with Shanks' special handles everything. And try and fit a few int units. There's also barriers, so all of the subs here have barrier pen. So yeah. And the left side are wave clearers, so Boa and Tashigi. Wave clearers with barrier pens are pretty nice, but yeah. I do recommend trying to fit a few cerebral int units. Cerebral slashing. Anyway, Doflamingo. And for this one, you can use the V2 Gear 5 Luffy as friend captain. Not needed though, you can use double Luffy I use. And yeah, the main gimmick here is the pain. You get a 50% HP cut, and then you have pain, so that's pretty hard to stomach. So I just put Shirahoshi Manshiro on the team, just start with them, final stage, heal back to full, remove the pain, and then you can go ham. Use Luffy's super and then special, and you have all buffs you want. Blackbeard removes the bind, gives you a chain boundary. If you don't have him, just put anything that can remove all of the bind. You can get a chain boost from Flampe, and Zoro is the wave clearer. Let's just double check so we didn't miss anything. Ship bind, but it can be ignored. I will have put Jinpei otherwise, since he can remove 9 turns of it, basically, but I actually have him on a boss team, so can't do that. I'm talking about this free-to-play side Jimmy, by the way. Just have to live with the ship bind, I think. You can try and build around it. I'll definitely do it for my own team, but... There's also some slot change manip. And yeah, I think I forgot about that. So this team probably needs a way to handle the orbs. So you can just change Flampe to something. Can check if there's some good slot change turn 1. The best is if they give some unchangeable orb. The annoying thing with this team is that usually you run something like Shirahoshi, but we have Shirahoshi Manshiro already, so not that easy this time, unfortunately. Hiyori is on another crew. You could always move Hiyori here and put something else on the other team. It's also fine to just get matching orbs because you can just swap Shirahoshi Manshiro. Let's see if there's any unit who does that. Just gives matching orbs. I know there are some sailors who does that. Just trying to think who that could be. I think Karina does, but I know she has a weird condition. Yeah, as said, weird condition. Tesoro-ish condition. Sharper should be recovery. But yeah, just either get full board of matching orbs or you get Hiyori on this team or something. Should be fine. Anyway, let's move on to the main bosses. There's some ideas at least. And yeah, I will just say that for my teams, you need level limit break Luffy. So that's something you need to invest in. He's one of the best buffed treasure map units. He both has a legit captain that removes attack down paralysis. Also managed to see the good attack boost for the whole crew. And the special is really good. Full board Ormanip, attack down bind the spear removal. Or boost, like this unit is so good with level limit break. So we're using him as captain. I use the Sora ship for both of these. If you have it, it's great. If not, it's not really needed. It's just that it has good synergy with the Bonnie. So just use Anni ship or something if you don't. For some teams, the bind removal might be important, so just run a -1 bind ship or try and remove the final bind with support. Anyway, for this team you use Ace Frank Captain for this, since there's a lot of special reavers. Bonnie handles Hunger. We use Luffy this stage for the attack down. His captain ability removes the final turn. We ignore the barrier. We pray that Ace kills, basically. Should work for a long time, I presume. Then on final stage, we have some basically the way I think this is meant to be is that they want you to use the new Luffy stage 2 to get the beneficial orb buff. But yeah, we don't have Luffy on the teams. We have Jinbei instead. So you use Jinbei stage 2 as well to get beneficial orbs for final stage to block that. Otherwise you're basically screwed. And then final stage, there's Resilience. We have Brook for that. You can also use Brook stage 2 for extra damage. We have the Sanya support to remove the final turn of Resilience. There's also attack down. Robin handles this. She also gives you a death down conditional, which is nice extra damage. Use the Ace for the nullify damage. Should be good, more than enough damage. And yeah, final team against Blackbeard. Luffy as captain for both. That's just how it is. Pretty similar teams. The main thing with this is that we're trying to work around the debuff final stage. They don't want you to use the attack boost. This stage also has a high death up. And yeah, we're using Frankie for that. Frankie is also really good because on stage 2 the bottom right gets blown away, but Frankie is immune to that. So good thing we checked. Okay, Frankie is bottom right now. He can be blown away. We use him stage 2, and then he does the death down conditional final stage, so he handles the death down. And we also have enough straw hats so we can use Luffy's super, which is nice. EX I should say, because this team uses the 6+ Luffy. So yeah, special reverse, Bonnie handles that, and if your Bonnie can't, due to a level limit break or something, you can always use the Luffy EX, it also works. There's also block orbs, which Bonnie handles with the special. Resilience, just use Brook 2 times. Bonnie handles the Hunger. And yeah, we can't really afford to use anything more than Frankie here, so we just have to pray that's enough damage, but it should be for some time. Then on the final stage, we get binded, so the Soba support procs, we get an attack boost. We get an orb boost from Luffy. Luffy and Nami together remove the bind and gives orb boost color affinity. We use the Frank Captain Luffy to remove the spear final stage. And he won't give an attack boost, so we won't proc the interrupt. And with that, we have handled everything. I didn't notice the paralysis orbs. That's unfortunate that I didn't notice it. Thankfully, there is a solution. Or is there? I honestly missed that. It happens. Like, there are some options. The easiest one is using this Zoro support. Nami probably has something as well with the Usopp. But yeah, I didn't keep track of that. Will be nice to use the ship as well, but it's unrealistic to get the special ready in time. So that's unfortunate when you think you got something covered. So yeah, there are some ways to handle it, but then you lose the damage reduction. It's always annoying when you overlook one thing, and we're literally at the end of the video. And they changed literally everything to para orbs. And the Luffy friend doesn't handle it right. He just removes the spear. Very unfortunate. Like, obviously they want you to use the Aces special. So yeah, it's pretty rough, because even if you put, say, the Sorrow here, we still have the damage reduction issues. Like, sure, there are supports for that, but not what I'd call accessible. You might have enough HP anyway. So yeah, at least I gave you something that works. I wouldn't call it accessible by any means, due to that Sorrow mainly. But yeah, we'll see. If I come up with something better, I'll definitely post it in a YouTube message or such. But yeah, I'm not re-recording all of this again. This works at least. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.